Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the big card at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. But Mike, before we get stuck into that, mate, big congratulations to you and the team. Don't tease me last week, $51 value bet. Thanks for coming. That's a big result. What an exciting watch. You just went out by 6 lengths there. The rest is history. How's your week? How do you feel?
Oh, I feel incredible, Stu. So happy with that. I mean, I hope all the followers out there got it $51.
Yeah.
How often do we get to put one of those prices up? Maybe 1, 2, 3 times a year. We absolutely nailed it. What a massive win. For tipsters, like scoring 100 of the Gabba, I reckon, Stu. Big day for us.
Well, look, big congratulations. You talk about the Gabba. I played junior cricket with you. I reckon you should stick to your punting, mate. A lot better than the cricket. You've hit your half ton. Maybe we can get $100 up sometime in the near future on Key Factors. That's your next instalment, Mike. Let's see if we can get one potentially at Rosehill Gardens this weekend as we kickstart the quaddie in the first leg this week. It's the ATC Cup over the 2,000 metres, and Mike Zawapinski lapped up the 2,000 metres like a proper Waterhouse horse down at Flemington last start. And just when Black on Gold thought he got the best of Interlocutor out of the way, along comes this race. It's going to be tough again.
So unlucky, Chris Waller would be cursing, wouldn't he? Black on Gold chasing Interlocutor. Now he's got Zawapinski hanging around after the carnival. What a tough horse to chase. Let's have a look at the way the first leg of the quaddie sets up on Saturday. A pretty good racing card at Rosehill Gardens. Starting off with a listed event, 2,000 metres like we said. We think most of these races should have a fair to strong tempo, including the first leg. Look, good 3 to soft 6. We're not sure about the weather, but the forecast is getting better for Saturday. So we think it should be good, actually. The bias probably fair, maybe near pace if it does dry right out across the 3 key factors to kick us off. Distance has to be a key factor over the 2,000 metres. Stage of preparation, which horses are ready to peak, and scope as well. Which 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds have more improvement to come?
OK, all eyes on the weather for this Saturday as we have a look at the market for the first leg of the quaddie this weekend. And Zawapinski, as we said, love the step up from the mile at Flemington. Solid favourite here at $2.30. Black on Gold beating all bar Interlocutor this prep. A little bit of support there, $4.40 as you'd expect. Broadside fighting on his barrier trial win right there at $6.50. A little bit of money too around for Green Sweet, ready to go for his second Aussie prep. But look, the punters here, Mike, they're really sticking with this Waterhouse bot combination in the first leg of the quaddie on Saturday. They're on fire.
Well, you can't blame them. The stable's flying and this horse is absolutely flying. She's a tough type that was good at Randwick over 1,600 metres a few starts ago, if you remember. Then she was good over the mile again. And this is the first time she stepped up to 2,000 metres over the carnival. I think it was a Group 2 at Flemington, and it was an absolutely cracking win. She took up the lead, and she didn't stack them up either. She got rolling for home way out, probably the 600 or 700 metre mark, and she was so strong, wasn't she, Stu?
So strong, yeah. Went early, as you said, and look at her just give a big kick here. This is a horse that, well, knows how long this Flemington straight is now and just loved it.
Yeah, massive performance. The ratings were out of this world. Heavens above chasing. Other good Group 2 horses chasing. Couldn't catch her. Like we said, the sectional started from 700 or 800 metres out, and she maintained her run right to the line. When you see a margin like that, you got to pay some respect, don't you, Stu?
You sure do. And at 2,000 metres here, no worries. A big win here for Zawapinski this day.
Still untapped. She could be anything.
Let's have a look now at Black on Gold. I mentioned no Interlocutor in the race, so let's have a look at that form around Interlocutor. This is pretty strong.
Yeah, take a mental eraser and try and hide that dark blue horse, which hopefully Chris Waller will be glad to see the back of on Saturday. Black on Gold, maybe not the best of Kathy O'Hara's rides. She took off mid-race, sat outside the leader, over-raced a little bit mid-race, but he fought on pretty well. Like we said, Interlocutor not in the race on Saturday. That's a big plus for him, isn't it, Stu?
Yeah, massive plus, and a little bit of form too. I mean, Embley run okay since on the inside there, but yeah, look, chasing a smart horse.
Yeah, he's 1/5 up before, and we'll go through that soon in the key factors.
Well, there's a look at a couple of replays heading into the first leg of the quaddie. Let's get stuck into all the analysis now and get this race started as we look at the form. Mike, who's coming into this with all the form?
Yeah, no points for guessing after that huge win from Zawapinski. As we bring up the first of the ratings, the form rating, Zawapinski on top. Light her up, she gets the gold bar.
All right, there's Zawapinski starting the race. Let's get stuck into the key factors now. The first one, distance.
Well, maybe it shouldn't have been a key factor, distance, because most of the horses seem to like a gold bar for most of these horses. Gamblestown, he's the risk. He doesn't get a gold bar for distance.
Rounding the turn here into stage of preparation.
Just a slight risk on the Waterhouse horse coming up from Melbourne, deep into her preparation. Maybe check the yard in the market. She doesn't get a gold bar for stage of prep. Black on Gold has 1/5 up before. We talked about that. Green Sweet, pretty good fresh, and Fabrizio, he's 3rd up.
Okay, so it's the 2 favourites with their necks out there, and as they hit the line, who's got the most scope to improve here?
Well, who knows? I mean, we're just having a guess at this, aren't we? Who has got the most scope? Zawapinski, untapped, a huge kicker for us. She could be anything over 2,000 metres, but Black on Gold, a 4-year-old with more to come. Fabrizio never been to 2,000 metres before as well. You've got to give him some scope as well.
Okay, so look, there's a couple of obvious ones there, Mike. I mean, we've said Savapinski, we had a look at Black on Gold, but really not too much between them when you have a look at those overall ratings. So look, it's time for a bet here. We've got to put in these odds. So where are we going to play here? I mean, we've talked about Black on Gold, Fabrizio. They look like great sort of each-way selections to me. And I guess Savapinski, we've just got to weigh up this $2.30, don't we? I mean, that's not running out like I thought it might be for a $2.30 favourite.
Yeah, we toed and froed on this race. Look at those top three. $2.30 for the top raider, $4.40 for the second top raider, $11 for the third. Any of those three horses could be plays for us. If you like the second and third top raiders, back them each way. But for our best bet, we're playing safe. That scope is such a huge factor for us on Saturday. We still don't know how good she is over 2,000 metres, and Waterhouse is absolutely flying.
Sure are.
So we're staying firmly on the bandwagon with Savapinski. She'll lead all the way, she'll win, we think, and we'll box all those top three in the trifecta just in case she gets beat.
All right, so it's the favourite first leg of the quaddie, and pretty confident on that trifecta as well, with Fabrizio putting in a bit of value. Let's have a look now at the second leg of the quaddie. It's the Festival Stakes over the 1,500 metres. And, well, Chris Waller, I mean, he's tinkering around, isn't he, with Japona's May and Good Project, former Group 1 winners, mind you. And then there's Waterhouse and Bot again with Kibita de Vaca, just firing on all cylinders. And then Moa, how are we weighing this horse up? He just went from 0 to hero with that win down at Flemington after some really, well, dodgy fresh runs, let's say.
It was very dodgy fresh runs, wasn't it? The form, massive turnaround third up, and he's fourth up, which he loves on Saturday as well. Let's have a look at the way he sets up. And the rest of the runners in the second leg of the quaddie, Group 3, 1,500 metres. Some good quality black type races on Saturday. A fair to strong tempo again. The conditions we think will be good. The bias we hope will be fair, but it could be near pace. Across the three key factors, we're playing reliability in this race. Which of the horses is the most reliable? There's some questions on some runners. Stage of preparations, which ones are ready to peak? And the 1,500 metres is quite a unique distance range.
Okay, let's have a look at the market now for this second leg of the quaddie. And only 10 runners in the race, and that man Waller, he's got 3 of them, but one of them isn't the favourite. That's Kibita de Vaca. It's the Gay Waterhouse Adrian Bot train. On top again, $2.60. He's put 5 wins together this time. Federal, well, look, chased him home at Rosehill Gardens last start. Second favourite there at $4.60. Mr. Seawolf, here's the interesting runner of the race. The ex-Irish importer, big watch from the Waller yard. Went up $11, smashed into $5, and this is Thursday night. So big watch there on Mr. Seawolf. Mighty Lucky, never too far away this preparation at $9. Moa, well, we talked about that fresh form, but it has come back with the win since. But look, Mike, punters love a winner. That's what Kibita de Vaca is. $2.60 on top for Gay again.
Yeah, it's an interesting market to look at though, isn't it? There's a lot of horses with positives and negatives, and the key factors will make such a difference for this race on Saturday. We've got to look at Kibita de Vaca. He's got such a great racing style, and he's absolutely flying. Rachel King out in the lead, setting a steady tempo for the first half, letting loose on the turn and getting a big margin, Stu.
Big margin, like so many Gay Waterhouse horses, just off and gone on the turn. You said margin, that's just a clear margin back here. Federal, we got Red Excitement down the outside. Don't know if they can turn the tables here.
Well, there is a weight swing on Saturday, and there is an extra 100 metres, which could be a big factor in their favour, and I guess the leader did get a cheap first section, but he's flying. He won off a strong tempo first up. He went off a steady tempo second up. He's got such a great racing style. It's just so hard to knock him, isn't it?
It is. Strong win there for Kibita de Vaca. Let's have a look at this ex-Irish import now. We're going back to a trial, Mike. The first trial in Australia. Good Project also featured. That's Good Project in the yellow hat. Mr. Seawolf in behind, trailing in the black hat.
What do you do with this horse apart from go on the vibes, Stu? He's got good English form, good UK form. He's in his right grade on Saturday. It's not as if he's a standout, but the vibes are good. He's going to group races in a couple of weeks from now. I think the Villiers, the trial was strong. The vibes are good from Waller. What else do you say, Stu?
Well, what else do you say? Waller's earmarked this horse for a potential Doncaster prelude, the Ajax into the Doncaster next year. So he's got some serious races in mind for this horse, and, well, who knows? That man can do it, Mr. Waller.
He's a big watch on Saturday for sure.
Let's get this race started. Who's got all the form coming into this, Mike? Kibita de Vaca, surely.
Yeah, let's run this race and have a look. Kibita de Vaca, yeah, but when we haven't got weight as a key factor, we include weight in the form rating. So that big weight turnaround for Federal puts him on top with the gold bar, surprisingly as well.
Okay, and as we add in the key factors, the first one you said there, reliability. Who's a reliable pony?
Well, Federal's sometimes questionable, not as reliable as Kibita de Vaca. He's so reliable, isn't he? Moher, now that he's fit, he's a really reliable type. Most of the other horses have some question marks on them. They don't always put in their best run.
Kibita, the favourite, out in front as we round the turn to stage of preparation, Mike.
Yeah, he's at the peak of his preparation. He's firing Kibita de Vaca. You can't knock him for that. Mr. Seawolf, he runs well fresh. Moa, fourth up. ready to run well as well.
Okay, so Moa sticking with Kubica here on as we come to the last key factor, distance as they cross the line.
Yeah, those two horses again, both like it. Kubica, Devak and Moa, 1,500 metres, perfect for them at this stage of preparation. Mr. Seawolf right on his sweet spot. Mighty lucky, the extra 100 metres might be good, but he's not going his best, is he?
He isn't. So it's Moa and Kubica Devaka. They're just making their runs together there. Mr. Seawolf just sniffing around in behind. So let's bring up these odds. It's time for a bet here, Mike. We've got to have a look. It's another one of those races, isn't it? We've got a Gay Waterhouse favourite, but look, the difference here, $2.60 seems the same, but look in behind. We've got Moa just there at $11, so real good each way value in behind. Mr. Seawolf's right there as well, but this gives a really good betting picture, doesn't it, Mike? These two are only a length away, then another length back, and they're 11 and $5, so could be betting around the favourite here, I imagine.
Yeah, you've absolutely nailed it, Stu. You'll see that at home, $11, second top rater, so close to the top of the ratings for a horse at such big odds. It's pretty much case closed for the way that we do key factors. He should be a shorter price, we think. The form out of his last race isn't the strongest, but he loves Rosehill. We didn't even factor that in, did we? So Moa each way for us, he's the best bet. And for a value bet, Kubica Devak will be around the mark, and you can't leave that Waller import out. We'll put them all on a Quinella.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Mr. Seawolf, how he goes on Saturday. There's a look at the second leg of the quaddie. Stick around and we'll be back to wrap it all up after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We're up to the third leg of the quaddie this weekend at Rosehill Gardens, and it's the Starlight Stakes over the 1,100 metres, Mike. And some old heads in this, big money up against the new blood like Glenall. The mare Egyptian Symbol, fresh, has a ton of class for Björn, opting to stay in Sydney. And there's Sir Plush and the Monster. They're definitely not fresh. They're still going around for another spin this prep.
So many angles in this race. It's a cracking race, the third leg of the quaddie, isn't it? A really high quality 1,100 metre sprint race. You could go through the form for hours in this race, and we have already. Let's have a look at the way the race sets up. Listed 1,100 metres, black type again, fed a strong tempo like most of these races on Saturday. Good conditions. We hope if the rain doesn't come, that fair bias we think, but keep a really close eye on Saturday. It could be near pace if it dries right out. Across the three key factors, we're playing stage of preparation again. For short course sprinters, they need to be right at their peak. Rosehill Gardens, the flat, fast track, which horses suit it, and position and run. It's a bigger field, isn't it, Stu? So you need to get the right spot.
This one is a bigger field, and let's have a look at the market for this third leg of the quaddie. We're two legs down, and there's Glenall. Got the job done for Team Hawkes Fresh. Favourite at $4.40. Ahead of, well, it was Tactical Advantage, so the horse who beat last start, but Egyptian Symbol, more support there for Björn. Staying in Sydney, as I said, instead of heading north. We've got Dothraki there, fresh for Team Snowden. Tango Rain just sweating on a run, the third emergency at $8, and a little bit of a nibble there for the Monster. That's surely about potentially some rain in the market. But Mike, Iserich, I know he's in the race, and he's nowhere in that top 10 again.
I wonder why, Stu. Maybe he's not good enough, but I know you'll have $50 in on him no matter what anyway, those odds. Let's have a look at a couple of horses that may beat him home. Tactical Advantage in Glenall, 1,100 metres, Rosehill Gardens. Look, they were so strong this day. They had good positions in the run. Glenall just off the pace. Tactical Advantage came up the inside and gave a good kick. They both drove to the line at a really good finish, didn't they, Stu?
Oh, it was a great finish. I mean, Tactical Advantage here, I thought, look, well, did get the nose in front. I thought it was just going to go away. Glenall fights back. Look, these are just two really good horses. I don't know how we're going to split these going forward.
So hard to split. Obviously, you can see from this run, there's just nothing much between them. They're going through their benchmark grades. The last 100 metres, they put a length or more on the rest of the field. 4-year-olds on the rise. And yeah, absolutely nothing between those two horses, is there, Stu?
No, not at all. That was a great win, great second. And look, let's have a look at this horse, Egyptian Symbol. Fresh. We've got Group 1 form to show you here in the Saint Start. This is earlier in the year.
Yeah, we're in the off-season. This is Group 1 form, like you said, Stu. A massive form reference. I think she's 4 starts fresh for 3 wins, and this is the other one, 5th in a Group 1. That's as good as a win, I think, on Saturday. Look, she gets beat here. She's safely held by Secret Agenda, but there's some serious horses around her, aren't there, Stu?
There are, as you said, Secret Agenda. There's English. Look, she's just trying her guts out there. Not the fresh win that we're typically used to from this horse, but another great race.
Yeah, seriously good run. If she does that on Saturday, she'll win.
There we go, you said it. Let's get this race started, Mike. The form, who's got all the form? Is it the Glenall and Tactical Advantage keep showing the way?
No, it's actually Egyptian Symbol, we think. It's just a class of Group 2 form. puts her slightly on top. Those other two horses still yet to prove themselves at that level.
Okay, so Egyptian Symbol with the form. As we get stuck into the key factors, stage of preparation, Mike.
Yeah, all good for Glenelg. Egyptian Symbol and Tactical Advantage. A big kicker for Egyptian Symbol. We love her fresh.
That is a big kick there. What about Rosehill? Who loves the drive fast Rosehill track?
Well, she's run second, I think, there before, and it was a really good run behind Southern Legend, so you can't knock her for that. Glenelg, Tactical Advantage, we just saw her at them at the track. The two ones we're concerned about, the Monster and Samantha on a dry Rosehill, but if the rain starts bucketing down, they're the two you want to be on.
Okay, and as we cross the line, position in run, who's getting the gun run?
Well, that's the big difference between Glenelg and Tactical Advantage, isn't it? Glenelg gets the gun run, Tactical Advantage doesn't. We couldn't split them on form, but there it is for position in run. Egyptian Symbol, no, not too many knocks on her, but she can miss the start, so not a gold bar for her.
Not a gold bar, but look, that field looks really stacked, doesn't it? And we had Egyptian Symbol just in front, Glenelg's right there, a whole stack in behind. Look, Egyptian Symbol, I've seen that replay. I'm thinking these odds at $6, a little bit of money there. That's the sort of bet we've got to have a look at to weigh up, or do we take that Glenelg Tactical Advantage form? That's the big query, Mike. What about in behind? I mean, we're looking down the page here. 2XS, only a couple of lengths back at $8 in the money there. And big money, what about that horse? Around that $16 mark, not too far behind either.
Yeah, some definite value. I think even better value for 2XS there, but each way odds, Egyptian Symbol on top. You've got to love it when a top rater is at those odds, even though it's a stacked field. The trials were good enough, we think, and she's such a dynamic fresh horse that should love Rosehill. She's the one for us. We haven't talked about 2XS so much so far, but he's a powerful type. There's never been to Rosehill before. He's going to lap it up if he gets a run.
Yep, need that horse to get a run, but it's Egyptian Symbol on top there in the third leg of the quaddie as we wrap things up in race 9 over the 1,300 metres. And Mike, most horses in this race, they're coming into this pretty fresh, aren't they? It's a full field, 5 first up, another 5 second up. Impressive winners. We've got Best Guess, Machine Gun Jubs coming into this, already firing into the race. Might be just one of those races, just got to check the yard with all these fresh horses, Mike. So important.
Yeah, get out stakes, fresh form. The yard will be so important. So many betting moves I'm expecting the last race as well. The last 2 races should be good betting races on Saturday with plenty of action towards the end of the day. Let's have a look at the way this last race sets up. Not a black type race, benchmark 85, 1,300 metres, a fair tempo. We hope with a couple going forward. Best Guess the favourite, may get control. Good conditions, the rain may have come by this stage of the day, so watch that weather. And a fair bias. Could be near pace if it's dry, could be off rails if it's wet. So keep an eye on that as well. Across the 3 key factors, bigger field again, so position and run's a key factor for us. Stage of preparation, we're playing all afternoon on Saturday. And scope which of the horses have the most improvement.
Well, let's have a look at the market for this last leg of the quaddie and I hope all the punters are alive as we get into it. And Best Guess, way too good last start, $3.40 on top. Machine Gun Jubs, there's another one that dived late last start. They're the 2 recent winners, $6. Milwaukee up the highway from Melbourne for Mike Moroney in good form. Powerline and Pipeline both had good support fresh. They're at $8. A little bit of money around today for Queen Misty into $10. And look, a lot of those just hovering outside. Perfect Dare, Pioneering. So, look, Best Guess favourite here, Mike, but I think this market just keeps going.
Yeah, what do we do with this favourite? Let's have a look at his last start run and see if he should be a $3.40 favourite or not. Best Guess in the lead. 1,200 metres, Rosehill Gardens on a good track, so he likes a good track. We know that about him, but he also handles soft. The thing about this run, isn't it, Stu? He had everything in his favour. We loved him this day. He controlled the lead. He had everything in his favour, didn't he?
You did say that on the day. The red carpet was absolutely rolled out for Best Guess. But you can only do, as you said, did win. Pipeline chasing after that long break. What do we make of that?
Yeah, decent run. He gets a big weight turner on Saturday, which is a big plus for him as well. Yeah, just the thing, he had so many things in his favour and the time wasn't as strong as other 1,200 metre events on the day. He can't do much more than what he did, but just a few questions on that win.
Okay, still a strong win. That was Best Guess. Let's have a look at this Melbourne visitor, Milwaukee. And as he comes into the straight, Mike, love this kick, but gee, he found this straight long, didn't he?
It's a long straight. Savapinski lapped it up. This horse didn't. He's a powerful fast net rock that took on the 1,400 metres. Had a bit of pressure mid-race. And he gave an almighty kick, 275 metres from home, like you can see here, putting 2 or 3 lengths on some good horses. He couldn't hold them off, but they were good horses, weren't they?
They were good horses. That's dollar for dollar, just going past him now. Went on to win the Sandown Stakes. Landed plenty in behind as well, so some good form coming out of the race, as you said.
Yeah, serious time. On pure time ratings, he was much better than Best Guess, if you're into that kind of thing.
Got a good record when he brings his horses up too, Mr. Moroney. Let's get a look now at the form, Mike. Who's bringing the best form in as we get stuck into the race?
Yeah, pretty closely matched as you expect for a benchmark race, but not the favourites for us. A few question marks on Best Guess and Machine Gun Jub's form. Milwaukee and Powerline from that strong Greys race, they get the gold bar for us.
Get the gold bar and stick their necks out as we get stuck into the key factors, Mike. Position and run.
Absolutely no knock for the favourites at all. Best Guess leads them up. Machine Gun Jubs gets the go and run. Milwaukee as well. Powerline draw on the inside. Top line isn't.
Top four all seem to get a good run here. What about stage of preparation?
Well, yeah, no big knocks on Best Guess, but he's deep into his preparation. He might not have that much improvement now. Machine Gun Jubs, Milwaukee and Powerline second up. They can all improve and do even better than last start.
They're looking to reach their peak. And what about Scope? Who's going to bring it home?
Well, if you're a betting man, and we are, you'd probably say these 4-year-olds, these 4-year-olds are going to improve over the next 6 months. They're the ones with Scope, and it could be Saturday. They take a big jump in the ratings again.
We'll have to wait to see on Saturday. So, look, Best Guess was the favourite there. Didn't cross the line anywhere near first position there. So, let's have a look now, Mike. We've got to have a bet in this race. I've seen that replay of Milwaukee. I'm liking that. Solid there on top, at some value as well. What about that plunge from Powerline down in Melbourne? Flemington, I think, it backed into about $11 from 20-somethings, 3 wide, no cover. That horse could attract some good bets again this weekend. Machine Gun Jubs, always right there for mine as well. But look, Mike, where are we going to play here? Milwaukee, $6, looks to be a decent each-way bet.
Yeah, those top two are each-way odds, which we love to see, like we keep on saying, when they're so solid, reliable, and they've got each-way odds in the top of the ratings. You've got to play both markets. So we're going for those two top raters. Milwaukee on top from us, inside barrier, powerful type that can quicken at Rosehill. That's ideal for him. And Powerline back after a long break. He's a serious horse. It's got good form. All
right, so it's the Melbourne visitor to wrap things up in the last leg of the quaddie. Mike, we've got to put it all together here now. I'm still a little bit shattered from last week. We had that short half head from going right through on with it last week, mate. Just dreaming getting nailed. How can we go one better this week? We've got to get there.
No Invincibles, please, across these 4 races. We don't like that horse. A lot of people didn't like that horse on social media, did they? No. Look, we're pretty confident top and tail. It's through the middle that's risky for us. Race 6, we're going a bit wider than most will. Some will just stand Savapinski out. But Black and Gold's got Scope for us. And Fabrizio, first time to 2,000 metres, we've got to put him in. Race 7, Cabeza del Vaca and Moa on pace at Rosehill, 1,500 metres. We love them. And you can't leave that UK import out. Race 8, 2 Excess will love Rosehill. Those other 2 will get lots of favours on pace as well. And race 9, going a little bit wider, hoping Milwaukee wins though.
Massive 74% there with an emergency. Mike, you nailed a 50-1 winner last week. You might have a few new followers. I know there's a few on social media. What do you got for them this week? Can you go one better?
Well, that's putting him on the spot. So there's no 100-1 shots on Saturday yet, but maybe check the website Saturday morning. All
right, look, that's what you're going to have to do. There'll be one soon enough. We're going to try and get you the Christmas stocking filled nice and early with that quaddie and the best and value bets. Check out the raceguide.com.au for all your profiling this weekend at Rosehill Gardens, and good luck on the punt and all the best with the quaddie this weekend.
Cheers, good punting.